Howdy y'all, Dr. Groovy here, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. As you can tell by the title of this particular video, yes, I'm actually going to do it this time. I'm not backing out for the second time. Yeah, we're going to do the Ask Scott Grove Anything videos, and I think last time it took like 25 hours for me to go through them all. Hey, whatever it takes, okay? And I know some of you are like, why would I want to know anything about you? If you don't, then don't ask a question. No big deal. And I'll go ahead and answer a few in advance, just for fun. Number one, am I really dead? No. Why would you ever put such a thing up? I didn't. Somebody else did. I always just give you guys links to things that I think are funny. Okay? If you don't think they're funny, then you know, so be it, but I thought it was funny, and for me not to give you a link to something like that was created would be cruel, man. That's art. You know, everybody else laughs when it's a video about somebody other than me, and when it's about me, of course I find it even funnier, and it was done so well. Do I know who did it? The video on me dying? I have an idea, but I really don't care. And I just think it's funny as hell. If you don't, hey, people are different, so be it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about a couple things real quick, and these are the answers to the questions that you'll be asking of me, so I'll get some of them out of the way since I know they're going to be asked a lot. And you can go ahead and ask. I'm not going to block anybody from this particular post, unless you're a dork on another post and I block you from that. But from here, whatever question you want to ask or whatever, if you just want to say, hi Scott, why are you such a dick? I'm not going to block you because of that, and I will answer the question. And this one will be wide open, so I don't have to approve your message for it to be posted. It will just be posted and it will stay here. If it comes up later that you posted something somewhere else and I block you, then it may or may not still show up here for other people to read. But again, I will be making, you know, 1-hour video episodes. Some people liked watching that more than, you know, The Bachelor or whatever, you know, so they had 25 hours of shit to watch. Why anybody would watch it, I don't know, but I think it's fun, you know, and it's about me, so what fun could that be? I don't know, but whatever reason you guys tune in, thanks, you know, whatever. It's just fun. It's just YouTube. It's a medium for people with no life, and it's a place for people to spend their life. Sadly enough, you know, we never get any exercise. But, okay, the things that people will generally ask. Scott Grove, have you ever made any death threats to anybody on YouTube? My answer will be, I plead the fifth. Scott Grove, have you ever made any death threats directly to Rob Chapman? I plead the fifth. Scott Grove, why do you even bother to supposedly make death threats to anybody? Is it because you have a mental problem? I plead the fifth. But I will let you in as close as I can to anything. Scott, what is your problem with chappers? And what's the other guy? The sidekick. The guy that owns the joint. Lee. Actually, I thought both were pretty decent folks, you know, way back when. And I still think both are. You know, I don't really have... I can't say I don't have a problem with them, but I do have issues. Sometimes they're funny. I still watch pretty much most of the videos that come out because I find humor in a lot of things because they're not without humor. The whole Tonewood crap, I know it's old and I'm sick of talking about it. Wyatt's sick of talking about it. I know you guys are mostly tired of hearing about it, and I'm pretty much done talking about it. My beliefs will not change because I found too much stuff on my own without anybody else's help 30 years ago while working in music stores and handling thousands and thousands of guitars of my own and of other people's, and I built speaker cabinets and stuff for many years, and have had to do so much work on guitars and had my disposal, you know, the oscilloscopes and everything else to do my own tests. So I know what I believe is the answer, so that be that. And then for two salesmen to come out and say it just blatantly and show it the way they did, it was just badly done. And then they, of course, keep... And then, of course, our, you know, in the next 20 videos, of course, our Tonewood doesn't matter. You know, and doing, you know, straight shots at me. So, I just rib at them because, you know, they were ribbing at me, so I ribbed back at them. So, we both hate each other on that thing. You know, whether they hate me as a person, I don't give a fuck. Whether I hate them, you shouldn't give a fuck either. But I do still watch their stuff, and they still try to shove the Tonewood thing down there, and again, I'm getting sick of it, but that's the way it is. So yeah, they just remind me so much. I don't know if Rob or if what's Chanto again, the sidekick, Lee, ever watched any of my stuff, but or if they ever been to a, what's the shittiest store in the world, Guitar Center, if they've ever been to one. But man, you guys are coming off like Guitar Center employees, but who can actually play, which is rare at Guitar Center. But it's just Rob and the boys. Okay, it's Rob Channel's Chapper I watch. You know, Rob's Mr. Chapper's Rob Chapman channel I watch. I don't watch the Andertons channel. I watch Rob's channel, and good God, what? Yeah, it just seems so much like you're going to a Guitar Center, which I've been inside one in my life and vowed to never go in again. It's just so much about that kind of salesmanship. It's just like, I don't want to be talked to like that, like a 12-year-old kid, you know, and it's just sad. You know, like I said, with both of them, the stuff was cooler. Rob was cooler before getting involved with the Andertons. You know, he was just a musician, and that was that. So, great sense of humor, which he still retains, but it's all still about buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I'm going to use a Chapman guitar in every video now that they are out. I totally understand that it's fine and you want to push your gear, and I would too, but not in a setting for a music store that I don't actually work at, that you're affiliated with. But it's a fine line, so I find a lot wrong with what they do that way. Again, the stuff is sometimes funny as hell, but then it always comes right back to the same thing. You know, they had a major pledge drive for, let's reach 200,000 subscriptions. I would have plenty more than that, and I don't care, because I wish nobody would subscribe to me, honestly. I really do. But they won't block me even. They want as many subscriptions as they can. They're reaching for 500,000 now, is the last that Lee put out on it. Because, you know, when you monetize your videos, you get paid for each one. So, again, that's just salesmanship. And I understand that just like Spinal Tap, their average audience is 12-year-old boys. And it's the truth. You know, they're all gamers and they're all heavy metalists, and so be it. And what is wrong with that? People think that I have such a hatred for heavy metal or such a hatred for games. No, it's not for either one. I actually enjoy heavy metal, and I enjoy playing old games. You know, if I see a Galaga machine somewhere, I'll play it, you know, for good old time's sake, or whatever. But just because I don't like them doesn't, you know, video games or whatever, I don't condemn anybody. What it is when I go to block a person, and I don't care if it's, I don't know, what do I have, 45, 50,000 subscribers? I would unsubscribe every single person based on if you called me, whatever you want to call me, and then as I'm blocking you, I read what you're about. And 99 times out of 100, I know it's a typical thing to throw out there, but it honestly is as much, that each person is also subscribed to Chappers. Each person is also nothing but a heavy metal maniac. They won't listen to anything else. And they are always into just game after game after game sitting there. And what's wrong with that? Nothing, but the profile is the same over and over again. So it's the same person, just in different bodies. So it's a heavy metal kid who likes to play video games all day instead of getting out in the sun. And, you know, it's it's kind of like a grown-up versus a kid thing, you know, and that's what I have against as far as the Chapman people. You might ask me, who do I like better as a player? Listening wise, you know, of course I know who the better, who has more knowledge and so forth. Okay, here's the rundown between Rob and, I'm sorry, Tonto again, Lee. I enjoy, as most of you do, listening to Lee more. He's just a bluesier player, a bend player. He's gotten a lot better over a short period of time. Rob's stuff I just can't get into. He plays it very well. That's just like with Wyatt. You know, there's nothing wrong with the man's playing at all. He plays fine and he should be in a band. It's probably just possibly his personality that keeps him out of a band. My personality should keep me out of a band. I don't know how they stand me either, but they probably don't. You know, I talk against everybody as much as people talk against me, I'm sure. So, yeah, I enjoy listening to Lee play when it's him and Chappers playing back and forth. And then Chappers always goes for the heavy metal thing, but that's his thing. He loves it. And if he's going to do a drop, and he's going to do a drop tuning on everything, whatever the song is, if it's in drop C, the song is going to be in drop C that he's jamming to. Never can he play, like, say he's in drop C, can you play in D, Rob, at least just for that song, even though you're tuned to drop C? Can you just play in D just for the hell of it? No, it always has to be that low string, and then 5,000 squealies. It's just, you know, those fake harmonic feedbacks and then chunk away at the low string. I get it, but I don't care for it. Lee just seems, I know Rob is the better guy in the head, has all the modes, has every bit of guitar information you could ask for, except for his mind seems to have been taken over too much by that. Therefore he plays with no emotion whatsoever, where Lee has all the emotion and really could give a rat's ass for the most part. He's trying to pick up stuff because it's rubbing off, you know, from Rob. He's trying to figure modes and scales and things out, but he's still adamant about keeping his own style, which most people tend to like better if you have to A-B them, but you shouldn't have to say which one's better. You should just enjoy the both of them and give them props for what they play. Anybody who can play a guitar, you should give them props and not put them down if they thoroughly suck. They're trying, and that's good enough. If they never get any better, that's too bad, but if they're happy with what they do, leave them alone. You know? So, and I'll get off of Rob and them guys now, because that's all I have against them is just the whole salesman crap and, again, the Tonewood thing from back when, and being just as much of a dick as I am about it, you know, for their way and as I am against their way. So it's nothing more than that. As far as with Wyatt, he started off as a subscriber, but as soon as I hit the Tonewood thing, I don't know, he freaked out for some reason, and I sent him every single video I have, but he wouldn't download them, you know, all the ones that you guys have to pay, you know, 50 bucks to download. He thought, I'm sure, that I was sending him a virus or something, but no, I really wanted him and some of these other folks, Douchebag Dave and everybody, to actually get them and enjoy them and just learn some new stuff, but still keep your style, but just have an open mind to other stuff. You know, free licks are free licks, and then you just put them in where you like them or take something away from it. You'll get something from all my videos. Whether you like the stuff or not, learn it, and everything is usable. You know, if you learn something new, you've learned something new. You'll pull something out of that. God, I love the fact that we live in a day and age that we can get online and just get all kinds of free crap from all kinds of great minds, and they are willing to do that for you. I'm willing to do that for you. Everybody I've mentioned who doesn't get along on YouTube, big fucking whoop, you get something from them. I think everybody should learn from each other. Can't we all get along? No, Rodney! Beat him to death. Got a bunch of black folks out there mad at me now because I did Rodney King. Okay, whatever. So those are the answers to the first few questions. So anyway, yeah, I've been yakking long enough. Write me questions, anything other than sexual crap. Scott, when you was in Canada and playing, and did you stick it in her butt and then stick it in her mouth and then, you know, leave those out. But if you want to ask stuff outside of music, I enjoy those questions better. But I'm more than happy to answer them, and I will. Every question you send to me, I will answer. Again, if it's, Scott, why are you a homo? I can't answer that because I'm not. Does it matter that there are homos in the world? I guess not, and I don't care. Be the best you can be at whatever you do. Love who you want. Scott, are you a racist? Nope. Then how come we read somewhere that you were? Because somebody typed it on there. Just because I throw, you know, derogatory terms out there doesn't mean that I'm racist. I also want to do comedic work, and the people I follow, Bill Burr, Richard Pryor, Bill Hicks, great stuff. Chris Rock a little bit, and let's see, George Carlin more than anybody probably, but Bill, I'm more like Bill Hicks than anybody, I think. But it's that kind of comedy, so yeah, I'm going to throw racial slurs out there just for fun because it's comedy. If you don't realize it as such, then fuck off. You know, so yeah, my wife's Mexican. Well, her mom was Mexican. She's passed away, and her dad, who has passed away also, he was from Spain, so we had a Spaniard and a Mexican that were constantly fighting each other over their languages. Just like, you know, Rob and Tonto again. I don't know why I can never remember his name. Lee. Sorry, Lee. I just can't think of it. That's my fault, not your fault. You know, their English is proper English, and then over here in the USA, ours has been bastardized to whatever it is. So I don't remember my point there. I'll have to rewind and see what I was going to, but I don't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, it's just, we all have different ways of talking and so forth, and if we make fun of the way each other talks, so be it. It's just all in good fun on my channel. It's supposed to be. If you guys take things out of context, say I'm just like a whole bunch of people who, from the person who put up the dead video again, said I'm unsubscribing because that's not nice to do that. It's like, I didn't put it up. It's like, if you're unsubscribing, I don't give a shit. You'll still be back to watch. I know you will. And that's fine. For everybody who I've blocked, you can still unsubscribe and watch all day long if you want. For anybody else who will ask me, just like some of the morons I've mentioned before, they think that I have 8, 9, 10 accounts on here. No, I have 2. I have Groovy DJs and I have Scott Grove. It's the only 2 I have. Only 2 I've ever had. I'm going to add a 3rd if anybody has not picked up on this yet. My Nigel character that I do. If you don't know who it is, just put in Scott Grove, Nigel. I will start that this month, and I'm just going to have Sir Nigel come and visit and start his own channel of teaching lessons, all Nigel, all the time. For those of you who don't like him, don't sign up. And that's for my love of people like Jeff Dunham and different ventriloquists and stuff, but it's just an alter ego. It's my Sybil thing in my screwed up brain. It's fun. If you don't find the humor in it, don't sign up. Whatever. But just know that's coming. So there's some of the answers. So today is Friday, the shizzle, 19th maybe of September 2014. I'm going to let this go up to about just Wednesday. So whatever next Wednesday is. I don't have anything in here that will tell me. So today's I'll count on my fingers. See, it's 19, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 5 days from now. I'll stop with the questions. You can keep asking them on there, and I'll decide if I want to answer any more beyond that. But that's basically where I'll stop answering questions. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So Wednesday, I forgot, 21, 2, 3, 24th, around there. Yes, I have to do that. Back to that. My brain does not function half the time, and there's good reasons behind that, which people also shoot down. You don't want to go through what I've been through, kids. You really don't. So ask your questions. Please, please, please. Don't ask more than one. 2 at the most. Okay. And if you do ask for 2 questions, ask them at the same time, not separately. If I see your name again, I will probably just skip right over it. So ask the questions you have. Don't say, well, I have a 10-parter, because I'll answer the first 2 and then I will just totally blow by the other ones. And same as before, I will actually put them and print them out, but I will put them in the order they were received. And if I skip some, so be it. I skip them by accident. I just look over them and I go away. And you're like, you didn't answer mine! It's like, big fucking deal. You know, shit happens. None of us are perfect. Am I correct about everything in the world? Probably not. I don't put crap out here that I knowingly know is false. Do I look like Warlock Wyatt always says? He says I look for things, anything I can that is generally known by the entire world to be true, and I only post videos that will go against the grain just for attention. No, not at all. It may seem that way, but it's just things are very different than everybody believes they are. Everybody falls for the same old shit. And again, an old saying, if you want to be popular, tell everybody what they want to hear. Again, there's where I put Chappers and Lee. They tell everybody exactly what they want to hear so that they will subscribe or buy or whatever. That's salesmanship. That's their job, people. So they will tell you what they think or what you want to hear. Every now and then they surprise me and they'll say, well, this pedal that just came in that Anderton's actually carries, we sell this piece of metal and this blows dog. And they'll actually, every now and then they'll come out and actually say what they think about something. It's not all the time. It depends on how big their sponsorship is, I'm sure. But, you know, so I give them props when props are due. I give them shit when shit is due. Who am I to do that? I'm a guy who is pretty much brighter than most of the rest of you on these subjects because I've done nothing but live it, do it on stage my entire life, and I know other people have too, but you get people, the majority of the people who will write me and say, well, I've been playing 40 years. It's the, no, you have owned a guitar for 40 years. You have not played it. You have not done it for a living for 40 years and done it in the correct manner. There is no such thing as the right way. Yeah, there's certain rules and certain subsets that you can change within it, but some things have to be done one way or your asses are going to get unsigned or canned or whatever. So there are rules to music. In playing music, it depends on if they set the rules for you, which a lot of artists do. I was backing up many artists, and if you didn't play it their way, you were gone. You know, I haven't always remained employed because of my adamancy to go against the grain. You know, I look for a place where I can put my own stamp on things, but still keep it within proper taste of the artist's rendition. So, ask questions about all that too. Whatever. But know that you are not the end to all things. I am not the end to all things. I am dead set in every one of my beliefs, which are more founded than most of you guys. Okay, so ask me questions on what you want. You can say bullocks. Rob can say bullocks. Lee can say bullocks, and everybody that is on the Chapman channel or whatever can say bullocks. I've learned the word from over there. I didn't know what it was. I thought they were trying to say Sandra Bullock when they first started writing it to me, but I just don't get proper English yet. But I'm getting through with some of it. You know, Sir Duncan, who does some of those videos to appease himself, not me. We have never met before. We never had talked before he did his Tonewood video that is so famous and everybody thinks that he and I are in the sack together. No, we barely know each other, Duncan and I. There was no conversations prior to, other than I did get one email from Duncan probably the day he shot his videos. He said, hello, I'm so-and-so, what would you think would be a proper thing for me to show, or do you have any ideas? I want to do a video and I'm just trying to prove or disprove the tone thing, Tonewood, whichever way it happens, it happens. I don't care which way it falls. I said, I don't know, maybe just tune in an open chord so that when you're strumming across a string, since you're like Leo Fender and you don't actually play guitar, but Leo Fender made the best-selling instruments of all time. The Stratocaster has been, always has been, since day one, the top-selling electric guitar ever invented, year after year after year, and the most copied guitar ever, still, every year running. Does that mean it's better than every guitar? No. Is it my favorite guitar? No, but it's definitely the guitar that I base all the ones that are good for me in my country twang stuff that I prefer over everything else. So my basis is the Strat sound. But so the people who everybody thinks are in bed with me, to speak, no, Duncan, who made the video recently, poking fun at Wyatt, just to have fun, and some people do. Again, when it's about them, they don't get it. It's fun, dudes. It's just in fun. It's amazing video work. Great, as Wyatt said, it's fancy video editing tools and stuff. He just got the camera. And it's fancy. It's cool. I'd love to have it, but I don't know if I would take that much time. But I don't care. And again with Wyatt, some of you people don't know who the fuck Wyatt is, and that's fine. Look him up. His screen name is Warlock Wyatt, like the BC Rich Warlock, and W-Y-A-T-T. He is a good guitar player. I just feel that he's lost. You know, he's got his brain too wrapped around all this other stuff, like these Tonewood things, and getting vengeance upon people to really go forward. He needs to shut up, get offline would be his best thing to do, is get offline and go get in a band, because he can be in a great band that you would all love, the people that love that style of metal that he plays. He does not suck at it by any means. Just gotta learn that when you're out there doing it, everybody has to tone down their own egos and learn to mesh and do like I do when I'm on here, when I suck people in too, just the same as Chappers and Lee do. When I'm trying to sell something, I change my whole attitude a little bit and I try to suck you guys in to buy something. But when you buy my videos, they are very, very, as far as my videos that you have to pay for, they are unbiased. There's no cussing, there's no weird stuff going on. They are very different than you see me on here, because it's a pro thing. And when you're on stage, there's a certain amount of pride you have to take within the whole band to make it a cohesive thing, so it doesn't seem like the what were they called, YMCA Village people. You know, you don't need the Indian and the cowboy guy and the construction worker and so forth and the biker and the you need something cohesive, so everybody has to dial their egos and their performances into one unit if it's going to be a band thing. If it's going to be Celine Dion, by God, get the hell out of her way and don't distract the woman. Don't attract any attention to yourself at all, unless you're told to. One time during the show when you go sit next to her and she puts her head on your shoulder. But that'll come later. But just understand when things are right and when to present them in a certain way and when not to. I know I failed at a lot of this miserably when I would turn my camera on in the middle of a major, what what would you call it, pharmaceutical induced tantrum, and I would turn my camera on and be ashamed myself of my videos and erase most of them within a couple days later after I come back down off of that stuff. But again, so there you go. God, this is way too long. As always, I love to talk. I love it, and I hate that I have nobody to talk to around here. So again, now through the 24th, put in your questions and I'll answer them on here, just like I had done before. And we'll see if we get another 25 hours or so worth of answers or not. And I will answer everything the best I can, and I will answer everything 100% truth according to me. And if it's something that is debatable, and I always say if it's truth according to me or if it's truth according to the real world, I'll let you know the difference. And a lot of people say, no, he don't. He just keeps saying that everything he is the truth, and he won't put out the, well, this is just possibly it. No, I do put out what is the truth, and I'll say, well, this is my opinion, and you're saying, you do not. I honestly do. You know, whether you believe it or not is up to you, and again, I don't care. So you can sub or unsub, I don't care either way on those either. I'm not making a dime off of anybody clicking through my things. Nothing is monetized at all. Nothing. Zero. There's no commercials here. If there are, I didn't put them on here. Nothing is monetized. You get nothing. I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you want to buy my paid lessons, go ahead. But I'm not on here right now trying to get you to do that. I've got 120 some lessons for free on my site, which you can go have, and they're all here on eBay too. YouTube as well. So yeah, just write if you're curious about anything. If you just want to call me a dick or whatever, just write and call me a dick, and whatever. It's all about whatever, but don't ask me about who I've poked or how we did it or how many rubbers I did or didn't wear or whatever. But other things, you know, it's like what kind of shitty car are you driving now? Hey, I'd much rather talk about that than guitar. I'm more into this mandolin thing than ukulele stuff more than I am to guitar at the moment. You know, guitar I know how to play to my satisfaction. All this other stuff, it's fun for me. And I had to learn to play all these other instruments strictly to make videos to sell, because there aren't many videos on how to play mandolin or a ukulele or whatever. And then a lot of people now, after all these years, have grown to like the way that I present lessons on stuff, and they know that I'm just learning the instrument myself, and as soon as I think I got it figured out, I'll put a lesson out about it. What's wrong with that? Nothing, because I teach these things, how to play them, and I say it in the description for the guitarist, how to play ukulele for the guitar player. You know, so you think of it from that frame of mind. You know, I won't just say this is how you do it, because it's easier to teach from a guitarist point of view. So I put out how to play skin flute, you know, via a guitar player's mentality, which is also a subject to be discussed later. I'm not sure how many guitarists are actually that brilliant, but you don't have to be brilliant to play a guitar. It's amazing how many famous ones just have no flipping clue about anything else other than a guitar, and still they don't even know their own instrument. They couldn't tell you the names of the parts on it. If they're called tuners, they don't know. If bridge saddles, they couldn't tell you. They just play their ass off, and they're legends, and they don't know a thing about guitar, but they can tell you everything in the world about, you know, when they served in the military, you know, how to take a rifle apart and put it back together and stuff. And everybody's different, kids. Treat everybody different, because everybody is. That's my phone ringing. Ask your questions, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye.